Hi, Ralph and Lonnie here for Planetary Calendar. We're going to be looking at the forecast for September 2025. And you could start us off with a few lines of the overview for the whole month.
Make sure you read the entire forecast for the month or overview because this is a busy one. We're going to have two eclipses, 7th and the 21st. So 2 eclipses in the same month. Boom, okay? Also, you got a fast-moving Mercury's going on. You got planets changing sign. Saturn and Mercury do that in the first week. Lots going on this month. You had a nice, easy month in August. Guess what? So make sure you read the forecast, okay?
Now we're going to move on to the second week in September. So we're going to cover Sunday the 7th to Saturday the 13th. And boy, does this week come out of the blocks running. Black box.
Eclipse.
Eclipse day.
Total lunar.
Total lunar, right? On Grandparents' Day. How could they do that to us?
On Grandparents' Day.
That's not even nice.
Yeah, really.
This is like, and at 15 degrees Pisces. So if you have anything at 15 degrees Pisces or anything at 15 degrees of any mutable sign, this is going to hit you pretty well. So what is going to come to light? What information are you going to be able to shine the biggest light that there is on? Because this is a full moon total eclipse.
Now, if you have the day planner or you have the digital version, you have the charts for that day. So take a look at them. Look at the aspects between them. Look at the numbers. Say, okay, who is squaring who? Who's pairing up? You'll see that Mercury is pairing up with the sun. Saturn is pairing up with the moon. Okay, Uranus is generally square there by sign, but not powerfully. So it's a lot of polarity going on. There's a real big polarity going on between the personal and the social. You know, sometimes you feel like you're really involved in the outer politics. You watch too much news or you watch the economic stuff and you go, oh, I'm really connected. And then this is going to be a real strong sense of, whoa, I don't see any pathway between me and all that stuff going on.
So we get to Monday, the 8th. It's a little bit of a breath in because there's no exact aspects, but I think you're going to be socializing and talking about what happened the day before or what comes out in the news that day, because that whole lineup of aspects above the number means that they're all aspects to the moon and they're chatty and they're social, and there's going to be a lot of communication going on that day.
Exactly. I mean, remember, for like the next 2 weeks, we're between eclipses, and that period of time is always a little bit wacky. I'm looking at F. I'm trying to figure. Oh, the Aries F. That's the.
Well, let me just mention about on the 8th. You know, with that moon going into Aries for most of the day there, you know, you're going to relate everything that you heard going on in the news to what does that mean to me.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Like I said, polarity. There's a real strong sense of polarity going on. Now, on the Tuesday, the 9th, it's kind of a mixed day. You have a nice sun sextile moon. You got good aspects and tough aspects to the moon. They're not so much of an issue. It's the 10th, though, that void of course goes right up through the first half of the day and is a void of course in Aries.
And if you're on the East Coast, it's
yes.
longer.
Yes, exactly.
It goes through to 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Exactly.
So you've got a whole day of void.
Yeah, in Aries, the ram, impulsiveness. You know, let's start something. Oh, let's do something else. Oh, let's do something else. Oh, look at that squirrel. It's like, so make sure you have a plan. Make sure you have some way to systemize things. You know, make a list would be nice, things like that. So be aware of that. But like I said, you're still going to be feeling the reverberations of that eclipse, you know, on the Sunday.
Well, and then the gift comes at the end of the week because we've got a
Dios.
double white circle day. It even shares the same letter notation. And just a quick note, that letter is going to turn into an asterisk. That is for a number of reasons. It'll be more identifiable, more noticeable, but it'll also be harder for us to make a mistake in lettering the sequence of letters on
Yes.
there, which has been a few times.
Well, what happens if you go ahead and letter everything and then realize you've left something out? I have to go back and re-letter everything, and it's like enough of this, really.
Right.
And
right.
if I then and I have to do it correctly.
But I think that the asterisk is better anyway, because
Yes.
what we're doing is drawing your attention to that day. There's something more to be said than the planets are giving out with their mere locations that we post on the block. So go up to the forecast description and read that section when you see an asterisk. What we've done in the 2026 is now, instead of having A, B, C, D, E, F, G, there's an asterisk, but they all look alike. So we have the date.
Yes.
So you'll be able to go, I'll go up to the 11th and I'll read about the wonderful white circle on the 11th.
Yes.
Now, I know Venus is squaring the moon, but she's in the sign the moon is in the sign ruled by her. So I don't even give that any kind of
Well, also,
kind of weight.
it's the moon. The moon is in Taurus, or Bovis the cow. It's very grounded. And remember, Virgo and Taurus, are Bovis and the great goddess. These are the first two earth signs of the zodiac. So they're more grounded than Capricorn. They're if you look at the zodiac, they're in the lower part, the personal side of the zodiac. So it's personally a really nice day in a bunch of ways. It's a great day for doing cooking. It's a great day to go out to lunch. It's a great day, to go shopping in a market where you're going to find really interesting things.
Well, my feeling about that Venus square to the moon in Taurus, the first thing that came to my mind was Andie MacDowell's line in Groundhog Day where she says, I bought you. I own you.
Yes, there you go.
So I wouldn't worry about Venus. She can take care of herself on that day.
What makes those 2 days especially nice is that on the 12th, there's a whole series of nice aspects to the moon. But Mercury is sextile Jupiter, and the Sun is sextile Jupiter. Then on the 13th, Mercury is conjunct the Sun. So this is Jupiter in the sign of the Crab. This is a very powerful position, and it's very empowering to the moon. So you have kind of the moon coming up, which is all about the personal life. And see how I said that before about the personal life really gets highlighted. It's much more empowered this month than the social life in some ways, the professional life. So it really kind of comes to the rescue there, and it starts making everything working better. It's like when you have, the house is in kind of chaos, and then mom comes home and kind of just her presence puts everything in order. Yeah.
I think it's interesting on the 12th, where that whole lineup of aspects above the moon, and even the ones on the aspectarian, most of them are sextiles. And I think sextiles are more fun. They're more engaging. They're,
like cousins.
The trine is very stabilizing, and we love our trines to calm things down and, give a little bit of a perspective on things that are going on. But that sextile is a little give and take. Yeah. It's a little bit of more interaction. So that could be a really, really great for social contacts, for business contacts, for good discussions, all of that, because Mercury is sextile Jupiter, the Sun is sextile Jupiter. That of the 2 days is even more white circle-y.
Exactly. And because this is between the eclipses, people are a little more open, a little more vulnerable. So it's a good time to kind of, make those connections. And finally, on the 13th, it's just the Sun is going to be conjunct Mercury. People who are a little high-wired might feel a little burned out, but it's just for a day.
So let us know how your September went. Make sure you leave a comment. And come see us once a week on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we're really excited about the 2026 calendar with
we are.
a couple of new refinements.
Yes.
We said we weren't going to change, but we
made some things
a few
better.
refinements, and better is always better, right?
Right.
So see us at planetarycalendar.com. Thanks for being here.